Snowdonia is the latest album from Surfer Blood. We are joined by John and Lindsey from the band. Welcome back to San Francisco.
Thank you.
It's good to be back.
John, I know I'm going to start off with John because this is not a very long, arduous commute for you. Because now you're an Oakland boy.
The secret's out. I've been living in Oakland for about 4 months.
Okay.
Been spending a lot of time Oakland, Berkeley, and coming over here. I'm into San Francisco sometimes, and so far so good. I really like it, and it's starting to feel more and more like home. And
we welcome you with open arms,
Thank
even
you.
though we're in San Francisco now at the chapel recording this. But what led you to migrate to Oakland?
Well, for me, my girlfriend got into UC Berkeley for law school, so she's going there now, and I guess I'm just kind of along for the ride at the moment. But she's really smart, and she's going to be a great lawyer. So and there are much worse places we could have ended up, for sure.
Like in the middle of Iowa, it's January right now, so I'm sure the winters are just awful. Coming from a Floridian, right?
Yes, I haven't had to do a hard winter yet in any place that I've ever lived, so I'm thankful for that. Thank you, San Francisco.
I have to hand it to you. You went through quite a bit over the last year or so. It's a very interesting story about the human heart and inner strength that people have with loss of Thomas, and then the thing you went through with your mother. How have you been able to hold it together? Because you even toured last year as well.
Well, we did tour a bunch. Thomas, while he passed, I think while that was all going on and all the fundraising stuff was going on for him, that completely renewed my faith in humanity. That was the outpouring of just people being so generous and just doing everything they could to help. I think that was just one of those moments where I'm like, oh wow, people really are there for you when you need it. And I'll always look back on the 5 years I spent touring with Thomas, playing all over the world with him, as just, it's the best times of my life, kind of. And, looking back, I don't think I'd trade it for anything.
So Lindsey, you were actually, friends, as you talked about, with all the guys in the band and so forth. So what was that like, watching from outside, the guys go through this and then being invited to join?
It was sort of like a family crisis, because I also knew Thomas since I was a teenager, and he was one of the original reasons that I thought it was possible to pursue music and to take it to the career level. So getting the opportunity to tour with Surfer Blood, and even during the year when Thomas was ill, and we were talking about him and raising funds for him on the road, it felt really important to continue the legacy and to stick with it, and not to just throw in the towel and say we're just too sad to go on, because that's not how he would have wanted it.
As you're on the road right now performing these songs, some of them, as I just mentioned, are very deep and they seem to touch the heart immediately. I know that Six Flags is one of those songs, right? Has it become easier to play?
Well, I think by now we've played them enough that it just feels good to be playing them in general. But I was, pretty nervous about how they would translate live, and whether or not they would, it's a completely different experience listening to something in your house with headphones on by yourself and being in a venue with 100 other people.
Right.
So I think it's been good so far, and the response has been good, and people, there were people dancing last night to that song, which was shocking. Mm-hmm. I did not expect that. So.
Yeah.
The performance aspect is therapeutic too. I didn't write the lyrics, but I can relate to the experience in the performance, and it's nice to actually connect with the songs that you're playing as well. So.
Yeah. So it
like
gives you that
aspect.
extra emotional lift and push and motivation to do even better, right?
And it doesn't hurt that I have two great singers backing me up now. You know, it's never felt so good to sing harmonies
Yeah.
as it does at this point.
No, I love the female vocal touch.
Thank you.
And I like the fact that you included that during the writing process,
Well,
right? So
Mikey and Lindsey, you guys were writing like vocal parts for stuff on the old records that definitely is not there on the record. So I'm like, well, if they're doing this with the old songs, let's see what we can do, what we can come up for the new ones. And
yeah.
my friend, I sent him the record and he said, hey dude, this is your Pet Sounds, which to me is the highest praise.
Wow.
Just like, he's like, I love all the backing vocals, all the harmonies, like this is new territory for you guys, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The background music is like an award show. They're playing us out here, right? Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks
Awesome,
for
man.
having
Thank
us.
you.
It is John and Lindsey of Surfer Blood. The album's called Snowdonia. You're watching B-Sides on Air.